Time now for our roundup of what's making the international newspapers this Friday in our press review with our press reviewer, Nicholas Rushworth. Hello, Nicholas.
Hi, Lorna.
Right, so one big topic dominating the international press today, of course, and that's that bid for statehood by the Palestinians coming up at the UN later this Friday. So what are the papers all saying about that?
Well, I'm going to start out with a controversial journalist, Robert Fisk, and he is writing in The Independent. Here he's got a, I suppose you would call it a ranty editorial, or even uppercase at some points where he goes on. And this headline there, a pathetic president, speaking about Barack Obama, who speaks only of Israel's troubles. And he slams the US president, saying a Martian listening to him would think that the Palestinians were occupying Israel rather than the other way around. So, of course, Fisk hammering home against Washington. It has a little detail at one point, questioning the proximity of US-Israeli ties by asking how come the US ambassador took the flight to New York from Tel Aviv for the statehood debate in the coming hours on Netanyahu's plane.
Some interesting details coming out there.
I turn to another paper, the Gulf News in Bahrain. It's headlining US veto at UN will kill all hopes of peace. It says it should be clear that the Palestinians already have a state and have done so for many years. The issue isn't statehood but recognition, and it argues the US, when it came into being, didn't ask anybody's permission to reject British overlords. Washington's total lack of commitment to the peace process is one of the worst disappointments of the Obama administration. Turning to the International Herald Tribune, we've got a cartoon which grabbed my eye. Mahmoud Abbas there telling Obama, we should give up and not fight. What kind of policy is that? Obama replies forlornly, well, it's my own.
OK, now, what about the Israeli press? What are they saying about all this? Perhaps some different opinions there.
It's filling up the Jerusalem Post, for example, which on its back page has a column by Caroline Glick. She describes events now as surreal, a sort of OK Corral in which the world is expecting a winner and a loser. She argues, in fact, that now for Israel, there is no scenario in which Tel Aviv can win. She says the Netanyahu government is refusing to consider a strategy for victory outside the hostile confines of the United Nations. And she adds that if there is no quick US veto, it could be even worse for Israel in terms of a long drawn-out period of deliberation. She says that will hang over Israel's head like a sword of Damocles. Turning to the Arab press, I picked up a piece from Hussam Kanafani, who is a journalist writing in the left-wing paper, the Lebanese paper Al-Akhbar, which means the news. Now, he says that the move by Abbas pressures Israel to resume peace talks. However, he says it is a trap. There will be a US rejection on the one side and then failure on the other side, and that could spark a third intifada. There are obviously demonstrations going on. Abbas could get out of that trap, though, if there is some sort of compromise, which is being raised by French President Nicolas Sarkozy, and over the long term, Palestinian aspirations for statehood could get a broad berth in terms of discussions. And just to conclude, I saw a piece in the International Herald Tribune by a Norwegian diplomat, Norway's Foreign Minister Jonas Gahr Store, who is closely related to the Palestinian Authority. He is the chairman of the Ad Hoc Liaison Committee. And he writes in the IHT that the Palestinians are fully capable of running a state. The main obstacle is the occupation. And just briefly to end, we've been covering the global crisis this morning, and the Wall Street Journal here has got its headline, "The world economy enters danger zone." Here, The Guardian on its front page, Cameron tells Europe to act now to save the global economy, and Britain's The Daily Telegraph has got world on the brink of a new economic crisis. So a bit of cheer for you there, Laura.
Indeed. Well, so between that and the Palestinian bid for statehood, those seem to be the top stories occupying the papers all over the world today. Thank you very much indeed, Nicholas Rushworth, for that press review. Still to come here on